5 most hunted gang members reacting to life sentence. Bryce Rhodes. Bryce Rhodes, currently on trial in Louisville for 3 counts of murder, is facing 3 different murder charges. Rhodes started his killing spree by mistaking an innocent man for someone else and shooting and killing them while 2 teenage brothers, aged 16 and 14, witnessed it from within their car. Weeks later, Rhodes would kill these same teenagers too. Rhodes engaged in disruptive behavior during his trial. This included blowing kisses to courtroom attendees, including family of victims, as well as making hand gestures and mouthed words. In one incident, he even needed a mask as he spat at an attorney during closing arguments. At one point, Rhodes accused the judge of engaging in sexual relations or membership of an organization secretly, creating confusion and concerns within the courtroom. Rhodes' trial has been prolonged much further than anticipated due to his disruptive behavior and subsequent dismissal of numerous lawyers representing him, so it seems certain he won't return to street gang activity anytime soon. Rhodes' actions have left victims' families devastated, altering the course of their lives forever. It's essential that people remember how traumatic violent crimes can affect communities as a whole. Todd Krasinski. Todd Krasinski's story serves as a tragic illustration of how drunk driving can wreak havoc. Despite numerous DUI arrests over 2 decades, he continued drinking and driving until eventually leading to Angela Wimmer's tragic demise in 2018. Krasinski's story raises many troubling questions, chief among them why he was allowed to drink and drive so freely for so long. When he left a bar after downing 16 drinks without anyone noticing his inebriation, it raises concerns over who should take responsibility in stopping drunk driving in communities. Had someone called authorities upon witnessing Krasinski enter his landscaping truck earlier, Angela Wimmer may still be alive today. Krasinski's history of DUI arrests raises further concerns regarding our justice system and its ability to keep repeat offenders from driving under the influence. Although Krasinski had 6 prior DUI arrests, no effective sentence was ever handed out against him that stopped him from drinking again behind the wheel until after someone died, and Krasinski received a life imprisonment sentence for that death. Krasinski's story highlights the need for improved education and prevention efforts to fight drunk driving. Relying solely on individuals to make responsible choices alone won't do. Community efforts to stop drunk driving before it ever takes place must include better bartending training as well as stricter penalties against repeat DUI offenders. Todd Krasinski made poor choices and suffered failure from those around him that contributed to the tragic loss of a young woman with so much potential ahead. Although Krasinski expressed regret for his actions, it cannot reverse what has already occurred. Therefore, all of us must work towards creating a future where tragedies like these will no longer take place and no lives lost due to drunk driving accidents. Keandria Cook. Keandria Cook was arrested after using an online dating platform to plan an attempted carjacking that resulted in shooting another teen. Her mom likely did not appreciate being informed of this news when Cook was caught and charged in Daytona Beach. As any good mother would, she wanted the best for her children, yet when it comes to serious crimes that they commit themselves, what do you hope happens? Do you hope for freedom or justice regardless? Such a difficult question to answer. Cook was charged with carjacking and battery, with howls of grief from Cook's mother echoing through the courtroom as she heard Cook sentenced to 20 years for carjacking, 15 for attempted carjacking with deadly weapons, 15 years for battery felony, totaling 50 years behind bars. At first blush, one could understand her mother's alarm. Obviously, this is something no mother wants for their child, yet an old saying goes, don't commit crimes you don't intend to complete, and this was certainly my situation. No robberies attempted nor attempted by my sister. Seen how that works? Cook's actions had devastating repercussions. She not only committed a serious criminal act, but it led to another teenager being shot. This tragic event should serve as a warning that we must always consider potential outcomes of our decisions and actions before acting upon them. Abel Gallegos. Abel Gallegos recently made headlines for his involvement in the kidnap and slaying of 28-year-old Simone Duran, drawing national media coverage over his role in this criminal act. Abel Gallegos was found guilty on multiple charges for their roles in the retaliatory murder of Simone Duran by Alonzo Quintana and Rene Francisco Rosales in Adams County in 2018. As per reports, Duran identified Quintana during an attempted slaying investigation conducted early 2018. Becoming their target, Gallegos was accused of orchestrating frustrating their efforts. On November 5, 2018, Duran was brutally and senselessly abducted, shot 10 times while beseeching for her life, then set on fire, an act which outraged and saddened both Duran's community as well as those close to her who loved her deeply. As the result of an intense investigation, Gallegos and his accomplices were arrested and charged with murder. On January 17, 2021, in Jefferson County District Court, he appeared and received his sentence of life without the possibility of parole plus 163 years. Duran's family had long waited for justice to be served, yet this sentence also serves as a stark reminder of how violent crime affects communities and families alike. Abel Gallegos' story is tragic and serves as a powerful reminder that more awareness and action must be taken against violent crime in our community. Everyone can play their part by speaking out against violence, supporting victims and their families as they recover, advocating for policies and programs which prioritize community safety and well-being, or speaking up when we see something amiss in society. Octaviano Juarez Coro. Octaviano Juarez Coro was captured after 16 years on the run and made one of the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives list. Octaviano Juarez Coro became one of the FBI's 10 most wanted fugitives after an incident at Milwaukee Park during Memorial Day weekend 2006. At an afternoon picnic at Lakefront Park, Coro pulled out his gun and fired, fatally wounding 2 persons while also wounding 3 more, including his estranged wife. Following this act of violence, he fled and disappeared, subsequently becoming one of its top fugitive targets. Juarez Coro had spent 16 years on the run, in hiding somewhere abroad while hoping time and distance were working in his favor. Unfortunately for him, law enforcement in Guadalajara received information regarding his whereabouts, which eventually led them directly to him. They finally caught him after receiving tips. Michael Hensel, special agent in charge of the FBI Milwaukee field office, noted in a statement that Juarez Coro had spent 16 years fleeing law enforcement. Finally, his luck ran out and he was brought before justice. The capture of Octaviano Juarez Coro stands as testament to law enforcement officials who never stopped looking for him and kept up their search efforts until justice caught up with him. Though justice may take its time coming down upon those responsible for serious offenses, ultimately, justice prevails and that person or persons are held accountable. Noteworthy is the fact that this case would not have been possible without public assistance and tips provided from members of society, who proved invaluable in tracking down criminals wanted for various offenses. As citizens, we all bear responsibility in reporting any information we have on wanted criminals. Raymond Frolander. Raymond Frolander was recently sentenced to 25 years of incarceration for engaging in lewd and lascivious behavior with victims under 12 years old. On July 18, 2014, Frolander was seen by his 11-year-old son's father abusing Frolander, who then called 911 stating that he had kicked and punched Frolander, as well as needing an ambulance service to transport his son home from school. When police responded, they began the investigation of who is liable. Frolander was charged with engaging in lewd and lascivious conduct with a minor, which resulted in his detention without bail at Volusia County Branch Jail. Subsequently, pleading no contest essentially meant pleading guilty, leading him down the path toward 25 years behind bars. Frolander stood before a judge wearing an orange jail jumpsuit during his hearing and did not express any emotion as she announced his sentence. Under his plea bargain agreement, Frolander will be listed as a predator upon release and beyond any typical sexual offender probation requirements. Furthermore, he will also be electronically monitored throughout his lifetime. After the hearing, Frolander's father addressed reporters outside of the courthouse and informed them that in 25 years' time, he will understand why he let Frolander live. Additionally, he joked with them about not having enough money to replace reporters' cameras, so he told them all to move along quickly. This case gained international media coverage due to the actions of its father. Many have applauded his bravery in protecting his child, but also raised issues over violence used. Some critics questioned if such methods were necessary or justified. Frolander was guilty of grave misconduct, and as such will face severe repercussions for his actions, 25 years in jail, as well as registration as a sexual offender for life. Thanks for watching the video until the end. If you liked today's video, subscribe to our channel and hit the like button for more updates.